Alright folks, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIII-2 on the Mysterious JG. So according to the the guide I bought to this game, which I figured, hey, it's worth having the guide. It gives me something to flip through on the can, you know? That's what you wanted to hear about. But no, I mean, I picked this up, and it's giving me some things. It wants me to get a silver Chocobo, but at this point, I'm looking at the information, and I fully leveled up a red Chocobo to the point where it should be an invincible monster. But there's a couple of monsters that, speaking of monsters, there's a couple of monsters the game wants me to feed to it first before before it's really unbeatable in the Chocobo races. So to get a speed rating of A, we need 641 to 800 speed strength points. And strength points are well over that. And then to get a stamina rating of A, we need 641 to 800 magic points. Its magic points are over that. So this thing's already going to have A, the highest speed and the highest stamina rating that the Chocobo can have, because it's already leveled out to 99. But in addition, hit points will affect how many races it's allowed to run. And you need at least 5,000 hit points, which this thing already has. Right, contrary to my blue Chocobo at level 45, these guys wouldn't cut it. You would need to fully level up a Chocobo. I think once you fully level up a Chocobo, I don't think it matters what color it is, because they're recommending a strategy which comes easily to a silver Chocobo because it already has one of these skills. But they want you to do something called Blue Streak, which you can get by feeding a Ceraraptor to your Chocobo. Basically, there are combat skills which translate into racing skills. So I have to see if I have a Ceraraptor. I think I do. Maybe I don't, but I thought I did. Maybe I was wrong about that. Maybe I don't have a Ceraraptor. I have a Ceratosaur. I don't know what a Ceratosaur is. So, oops. But it's also a default ability of the purple Chocobo, so I could instead get a purple Chocobo leveled up. And you're supposed to get Blue Streak, which you're supposed to improve with something called Second Wind, which you get from a Pulse Gladiator, which I know I do have. And then you're supposed to get Sprinter, which you get from a Cactuar, which I don't have. That's why I came back here to get a Cactuar. And then if you feed a Neochu, you also get something called Runaway. And, no, sorry, Microchu gives you Marathoner and I think Health Nut. So, if I leveled up a Micro Uchu, captured a Cactuar, and then I figure out what a Ceratosaur is, see if they're around here, because a lot of different enemy types are to be found here. But basically what I was thinking of is, hey, if I'm going to have to do a whole bunch of monster hunting, I mean, for once I might actually have you guys come along for the ride, because I've done a lot of that kind of thing off screen. Ceratosaurs do not appear to be an enemy that's from around here, so let me see if I can figure out where they are before I decide if I'm just going to say, you know what, never mind, let's just go do the next bit of story, because this is more trouble than it's worth. Treasure. Gotta figure out what a Ceratosaur is. So I'm flipping around trying to see if I can find a Ceratosaur. And it's Sunleth Waterscape 300 AF. So I'm surprised I don't already have one. Maybe I do and I missed it. I got a Ceratosaur, which is a different, it's different. I would have sworn I already had a Ceratopraptor too. Could be that a visit there is in order. This could be a whole video of just farming for a couple of monsters, getting Chocobo race prep. I've put in a lot of time in this game that you guys haven't seen, so I don't feel like... And you can always skip ahead to the next video, but I feel like one video worth of, well, this is the kind of thing you're doing, trying to get your ideal Chocobo put together. I guess it's just a rarer, yeah, it fights in the same group as Ceratosaurs. It's a little green version that, I guess just had a lower capture rate, or I thought I'd pick them up and I hadn't. Or I, absorbed one into one of my monsters and didn't realize it. There's already an enemy that I wanted to fight here that wasn't showing up. And it's that guy. As a matter of fact, the encounter rate for these guys apparently goes up. Oh, there's a Ceratosaur, not a Ceratopraptor. But these big flan guys I was having a hard time encountering and getting the crystals for. So apparently, yeah, I'd never fought that group before. So apparently, the encounters changed slightly. So you might... I wouldn't normally do a bunch of grinding on screen, but you guys might actually hang out here while we try to capture some Ceratosaurs. Maybe I'll do 5 encounters before I give up. Yeah, that looks like one right there. And that's the problem. There's one. There's a group of 3 of the other enemies, but there's only one of the Ceratosaurs. Oh, I think we got a crystal.
Such a great team.
We're so fucking awesome. Okay, a Pteroraptor. So now I gotta find this Chocobo racing guide again. And what level does it have to be at? Level 1 would do it, because it has... Well, let's save in case this is a disaster, but... If we do monsters, and we do our red Chocobo, and we infuse the Ceratopraptor that we just got. Ally KO Power Surge? Is that what's doing it? Yes. Okay. That gave it Blue Streak, which helps it with the strategy where it hangs out at the back of the pack and then rushes along at the end. Now we can do a Micro Ochu, but we want to make sure it's at least level 24. So it gets all the best things it can get from Micro Ochu. Because the thing is that, yeah, the Micro Ochu will be a similar deal where once we go to the Arclight Steps, I can capture another one of those too. So you're watching the Potent Orbs. Well, I don't really care about its stats because we're going to feed it to something else anyway, so let's not waste my favorite power-up component, which is the potent stuff. That brings it up to level 15. Give it the synergist boost. Who cares, really, though? We can start using up these mana things that I got maxed out because of whatever was dropping them. in an area that I was trying to farm at. I think that Micro Chew needs to be level 24, because Rapid Recovery is the thing that actually gives this, one of these, yep. So now I can infuse my red Chocobo with a Micro Ochu. Basically, I'm feeding this Micro Ochu to my red Chocobo. And what has he got now? He's got Sprinter? No. He's got Marathoner. And he's got Health Nut. And I'd want him to get I would want him to get Second Wind from Pulse Gladiator. Unless he's already got it. Fettered Magic and Improved Counter, he doesn't. And then Sprinter from a Cactuar. So now I'll feed him a Pulse Gladiator. Another thing that I'm going to have to find a replacement for, but it'll be in the same general area. Because it's got Improved Counter. I hope he's still got room. But now I gotta go to... I could fight around here to try to capture another Cerator. Whatever it is. But I think instead we'll go try to find that Cactuar. And I can recapture monsters off screen. But you guys got to sit through the process of me having to go someplace and capture a monster. And it didn't take anywhere near as long as I was afraid of. However, the Cactuar could take a minute. Because it does say it's a rare opponent. But he's at the Plains of Eternity during sunny weather. So let's just go fight until we get a Cactuar. Feed it to our red Chocobo. And then with a level 99 red Chocobo, we should have a Chocobo that is pretty close to being perfect for the Chocobo racing game, according to this guide that I'm using. Because I didn't want to figure it out for myself. And I just closed the damn book and put it away. And I forget the name of the location that I have to go to here. It's the Plains of Eternity. So where are the Plains of Eternity? This map doesn't really reveal. So let's pay attention to the location names as they change. Plains of Eternity may be over here. Well, here's... We haven't fed any irreplaceable monsters to our red Chocobo, so I'm okay saving, but here's a statue that we haven't played with yet. Oh, and here's another red Chocobo. Maybe we can feed it to our first red Chocobo. Seems unlikely that would be helpful. Boy, its damage goes down, that it takes goes down considerably when it changes its pose. We're still at the Stone Sump Wastelands, though. Oh, we did get some Chrysanthemum points since the last time I did this. Medic roll mastered. So now they're both just have one roll left. Makes it real easy to level them up. And they're both getting real damn close to being fully leveled up. Treasure? Still considered the Stone Sump Wasteland. You are not an enemy that I care about at all. Might as well throw this over towards that thing.
Come on, Mom.
Oh, come on. You should be able to grab that. I know you won't because I timed... Oh, I guess I did. I did get it right. 700 gil. Huzzah. I own him. Maybe the sunlit plains are up here in the north. Don't care about fighting you guys. Stone Sump Wastelands are like 90% of the freaking map according to this. Plains of Eternity. Okay, so it's a rare encounter. You can run around here and try to find a cactuar. You guys can feel a little bit of my pain when you're running around trying to find an enemy type that's rare. Find these assholes instead. Why did I even attack? I should have run away. Oh well.
I'll be quick. What a good boy. No one gets in our way.
No one gets in the way of calling me a good boy. I guess this turns into another excuse for off-screening if I don't know, would they be close to a cactuar statue? Would that attract cactuars, you think? Well, they attract munchkins. Oh, but I got out of the range. They're in the Plains of Eternity, not the Sanctum. Okay, I don't care about you guys. That took me into the Stone Sump Wastelands. Yeah, it's gonna suck to catch this guy and then feed him to some monster, and then I'm gonna want to go out and get another one. What? Did he defeat whatever it was? Or we left the area where they spawn? Yeah, this could be a whole video here. Easy. I mean, I suppose they could. There are enemies that like to pop up in these, well, you can't really run away from these guys anyway. That's why I'm not bothering to try. Oh, I guess I'd never captured one before because I just captured one. Huh. I figured I'd already captured one of those guys. Some enemies actually prefer to hang out in these little chasms, so maybe we'll do a few passes in here. This is not this chasm, but a different chasm is where I found just once the big monster cactuar enemy that I had defeated, but did not manage to capture.
No one gets in our way.
Now, I think if I advance in the story, I might eventually be able to find an item which increases the spawn rate of rare enemies. Maybe I should be waiting until after I do that. But we're one cactuar. We'd have to actually not just fight it, but also get its crystal. I don't think I have one of these things, crystals, the Triffids. We'd have to get its crystal too, but we're only one of them away from having like the perfect racing chocobo for all times. Let's just do a route here of circling this chasm. No, I don't care about you guys. Unless I'm being trick-trapped and there's a recurring encounter of a cactuar with those guys. You're a big boy, Lobo. You should definitely join the Justice League. Okay, so this hasn't been working. You know, I kind of attacked that thing without really registering what it was. And we're in the Stone Sump Wastelands anyway, so...
That wasn't even a warm-up.
See, I wouldn't think it would be hanging out here. It doesn't seem deserty enough. But what do I know? I don't have these guys yet, so I attack them when I see them too. But yeah, this is the kind of thing that I'm up to when I did all the I got all this leveling up done for Sarah and Noel, because I'm constantly fighting enemies trying to get... Oh, I did get a Triffid to drop. Trying to get a Cactuar and just not having any luck. Oh, here we go. Woohoo! Well, that's a flowering Cactuar. Is that the right kind? Well, it's tameable. We didn't catch it anyway, but it gave us like no Christogen points. Well, at least we seem to have found the right spot. Maybe they avoid the tall... No, that's the wastelands again. So they seem to be right on the border. That's a red Chocobo. So we have a whole video worth of me fighting, trying to get a Cactuar that's not going to go anywhere. It's not a whole video. I got the other stuff we need for our Ultimate Racing Chocobo. It just needs to eat the sweet, sweet flesh of a Cactuar. The succulent Cactuar flesh. Remember, one of the worst hangovers of my life was I went out with some friends to a Mexican-themed bar. We had mixed tequila drinks, and the appetizer we got with our dinner was something called the cactus strips. It was probably more the tequila drinks than anything else, but I doubt that the cactus strips and Mexican food helped me to have a settled stomach the next morning. I am not fighting you guys. I sing to you. There you go, folks. Skippable video. That's gonna happen sometimes. Don't think the Cactuar will show up in a group with those flans. Flans are creatures of moisture, natural enemies of the Cactuar. And there's Triffids, which I finally got my hands on some of them for my party, so I don't care about them anymore. Is that Noel teleporting around? That was weird. Where? Maybe those ones that are disappearing before I can even find them are the Cactuar. I gotta check the map, because I was trying to find it on the screen. Well, that's not them. And I am starting to suspect that, like, that weird encounter that didn't quite happen might have been, oh, if a Cactuar appears, you gotta attack it right away, kind of deal. Yeah, but these encounters with lots of enemies are usually mean flans. Like a group of Triffids and goblins. There's lots of enemies I don't care about fighting in this group. Man, I guess I'm fighting them. Enjoy! Yep. They just tell you casually, oh yeah, just throw in a cactrot and a cactuar and you're good to go. Never mind that they never ever appear. Oh, he's on the other, whatever he is on the other side of this. Oh, it's just a chocobo. Oh well, I'll just kill chocobos, why not? I'm not killing them. Well, I guess you are. If they don't become your crystal, then you just wiped them out. This cactuar skill, if you feed it to your chocobo, is supposed to make them almost unbeatable in short sprints. And those tomato head guys are not. They ain't gonna get it done. Apparently, to quote Arn Anderson talking about Ron Reese after his appearance as the Yeti, apparently he said, that monkey fucking a football gimmick ain't gonna get it done. Or ain't gonna do it. This is apparently something that was said. The thing is, I'll find one and then I still doesn't mean I'm going to actually get it to drop its crystal. That was what was happening. I was so excited I saw that group that had the two big snot looking flan creatures because I was looking for their crystals for a long time when they would occasionally rarely appear as one lone opponent. And I would fight them and defeat them, but not get their crystal. Apparently there's only a 1 in 3 chance of getting the cactuar's crystal, even if it appears. And it seems like it doesn't appear that often. Well, there were 2 that time. That might have been it. That might have been the encounter. I never spotted the enemy. I got turned around. Oh, Silver Lobo. What's your deal? I saw one enemy that seemed to be moving away from me. I was super excited. That might have actually been the cactuar. One of the famous cactuar guardians. Oh, I hear it. It's cactuar noises. Damn it. Yeah, get him. Okay, so that's what's happening. He hops around real fast. Yes! We are the goddess of servants, and that's why we deserve a cactuar. So this is worth saving. Because there is a chance that when we try to feed this thing, we'll find out that I already gave too many things to this red chocobo. And he can't acquire this, I think it's critical bravery. That has to be it. Let's see if critical bravery is what maxes out this chocobo to make him super awesome at sprinting. And if it is, then critical veil, critical bravery. There we go. So now my red chocobo should be imbued with all the powers needed to be an incredible racing Chocobo, according to this guide. Including the fact that it's got... flipping through to make sure I've got it all still. Because I can always go back and get another set of these monsters. But... So this video is might not have felt like the greatest use of your time, but it was actually fairly efficient from a farming perspective. We got both of the monsters that we needed to drop within one 30-minute video. And I'm just trying to find the page. Okay, Rocket Blast increases the window of opportunity for a sprinting start. Yeah, I could try to get that. Improved gambling odds. Limelight. Your Chocobo stats are increased for graded races. Goblin Chieftain. Well, I can see which ones they think are critical. They want you to get the silver critical. They want you to get a silver Chocobo. They want you to level it up. They want you to give it second wind. Sprinter. You should almost certainly have caught a Micro Ochu. Advance it, and then you can get Marathoner and Health Nut. Perseverance, Free Spirit, and Limelight are all worth consideration. Perseverance, Free Spirit, and Limelight. Limelight is Goblin Chieftain. I've already got that. And that gives you better stats in certain races. Perseverance slightly recharges the boost gauge when you run. I've already got the thing that I need for that. And, Limelight. Oh, Limelight. Sorry. Perseverance and Free Spirit. Free Spirit. I've almost certainly got that one too. Oh, I did save fairly recently. Let's do Limelight first. That's a Goblin Chieftain, but it's a level 22. Do I have one of those ready to go? I know I've captured a Goblin Chieftain, but I probably didn't level it up. I'm not seeing the Goblin Chieftain. I'm sure I got one. I wonder if I fed it to somebody else. I feel like I got one before I got a Goblin for some bizarre reason. Well, if I did, I fed it to someone else because I don't see it anymore. Okay. That's Limelight. It's probably the most important of the ones that are left. Perseverance would be Barbed Spectre. Free Spirit. Grenade and Amanjaku. Grenades are probably easier to find. So I can look for a grenade. I might not have one yet. I might have Amanjaku only. Could have sworn I had Amanjaku level 15. That's for Free Spirits. It only needs to be level 13, so this one's already good enough. Because it has auto vigilance. I think that's what Ooh. Probably don't want to do that next. That might be eating up too many spots. What about Barbed Spectre? Barbed Spectre. Level 1. Attack ATB charge. Slightly recharges the boost gauge when you run out of stamina just before crossing the finish line. I feel like Limelight. Your Chocobo stats are increased for graded races. Feels more important. So I probably want to find out how to get a Goblin Chieftain first, just in case. I can do that off screen. You guys have watched enough of this. Plains of Eternity, Sunny. So I'm already in the right place. Okay, I'm going to call it a video. When you guys come back, I will have a Goblin Chieftain probably that I fed to this guy. Because for some reason, I don't already have one. I'm the Serious JG. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.